If you've ever wondered what it's like to work with a book editor, this video is for you. I'm Ann Shabani, publisher at Summit Press, and we work with authors all the time. We provide editing services. Now, editors go by a whole bunch of different names. They go by the name of content developer, book coach, plain old editor, copy editor, line editor, blah, blah, blah. What all of these types of editors have in common is they give feedback. They take your manuscript and they are looking for the holes in the argument. They're looking for redundancies. They're looking for language that doesn't make sense. They're looking for ideas that really don't fit in a given place. They're looking for how you're transitioning. There's a whole bunch of different jobs that the editor is doing all at once. Now, the challenge or the exciting part of working with an editor is that you, the author, get feedback. So suddenly you've turned in your document to an editor and back that document comes. But when that document comes back, it can be a bit of a shock because click on the document and suddenly you're looking at your 10th grade English paper covered in red, and you may viscerally respond like a 10th grader thinking that they're going to fail their class. So receiving feedback is not easy for everyone. I give feedback for a living, and when I have feedback done on my writing, it takes me a couple of days to absorb the impact of not being told that everything on the page is perfect. It takes me a while to absorb the fact that somebody with an outside perspective has found a flaw or has found a hole or has found something in my writing that needs to be altered. And, I don't take feedback really well, but I have learned over the years that that outside perspective is vital to the process. It just requires that I sit with it for a couple of days and then jump in and incorporate changes or think about the feedback and maybe find a different way to give the same result that the editor is looking for, maybe in a slightly different way. Those people who can get beyond the initial shock of, oh my God, I'm looking at my 10th grade English paper and I'm going to fail and I'm not going to graduate with my class. Those are the people who actually respond really well to feedback and they implement almost immediately, and they don't take it personally. They don't take the feedback as an affront or as some sort of judgment. And I tell you about my own reaction to feedback because you'd be surprised how shocking feedback can be. Those who can implement the feedback, those who can let it roll off their back and not take it personally, are the people who work through this process at a much more peaceful and speedy rate. So feedback from an outsider who doesn't have the emotional investment, who is not blinded by all of the knowledge that you have locked in your head, who can see what's on the page and isn't on the page, who can read like your reader would. These are the people who are going to make your writing brilliant if you let them.